Bit of sequence left. That's over here. This is what we'll be filling. So down here you can see many of the frames are filled, some of them are quite empty. And after watching this several times, I had put some notes to myself. One of them was Tiger wipes bloody face after throwing carcass. So the hand was coming down very directly. So if it's doing this, it would make sense that it's hiding the blood from the deer, and also it would have something to do while going down, and deer looking elsewhere while getting into frame. This also I felt because the deer is getting into the frame and it's already looking at the tiger. That means the deer had no problem with it eating another deer. So if it's looking elsewhere, it feels like the deer hasn't seen it yet. So that's what I'm trying to imply. And of course the eating sequence is there. So let's get to it. Hey, Puri is back. Thank you. It is nice handwriting. Okay, so let's see which all frames we have left. So while it's throwing, if this hand wipes across the face, it's a very weird wipe. I'll actually delete the head itself so that I can get more of a wipey face into it. So the head is here and it is just eaten. So how do you wipe? Oh, it needs to go like this. So I can maybe put the hand facing forwards a bit and the mouth getting a bit squished. So if this thing goes down, this thing gets pushed away, so let's try that. Yeah, I think this looks hunger filled enough, and in this frame too I'll change it accordingly. So here he might be wiping the face fully, so the palm will be outwards, paw will be outwards, not really. I haven't ever drawn the mouth detached from the nose yet, so I'm figuring out how will the nose detach. Let's see. So the head itself might go a bit there, but the eyes are still looking towards the deer. Or the eyes could be closed now while it's doing this. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. And the hand can come all the way like this now. Yes, in between day, never skip in between day. God. And now the hand comes more down. These I don't know whether they are just simple in-betweens though, because in tinier shots or loops, it's good to create more number of keyframey stuff throughout, because if you are just making very direct in-betweens throughout, it might get boring in the first few watches itself. So if there is something interesting going on in each frame, it is good for repeat watch. So now he is getting back to smiling slowly. So after the it goes down, maybe it comes back up like this. So let's see. Hehe. 2 teeth, yeah, that's good. So this is him wiping. The hand can twist down further a bit between. So that the flow going downwards is still there, because that I felt was missing. Yeah, so the hand is going like this, then like this, then like this. So that continuous motion will be there. And now it will slide downwards into the next position. Let's see. Gurudev, yes, the tiger is the best place to learn snacking habits. Oh shit, it's hanging again. Damn. Let me check. Is it still hanging? I'll switch to my phone internet then. Is it still hanging? Is it Puri? So I'm going to continue that motion back to the start of the loop. So let's see, what do we have here? Okay, then oh, it's fine now. Okay, cool. Let me know if it lags again. So now we'll continue the loop back from the end to the front, because that is the essence of loop. So this, and I'll keep continuing the motion from there. This hand is here and it's coming out. Yeah. Let's watch it and see. Yes, so that's the mouth wiping sequence. Okay, that is done. Let's see what is the other note this guy has given me. Deer looking elsewhere while getting into frame. So let's do that. That will be a quick enough fix, because the face is there only in a few frames. So this guy's face could be looking maybe down, and in the, actually even in this frame, let's see, in this frame it could be looking a bit more here. Does it even have a nose? Yeah, it does have a nose, and two eyes are to the sides. Okay, I've forgotten that by now. Let's see. So the face is like, head is like this, two eyeballs, and ears. So the head slowly gets into that position. So before changing this frame itself, I'll just make an in between this and this, and we'll go on from there. This, so that I still get the essence of this initial frame, because that was our key frame. So the horizon, the hand still coming outwards. You could actually overshoot a bit now. It could go here. The body is a very direct in between, because over here the deer is getting introduced, so we want most of the focus to go there and not to the tiger. So even when you are making a loop, think of the story points itself. That will help to figure out which parts to give motions, because even in a very still sequence or even a very fast sequence, the places which has most amount of movement, that's where your eye immediately goes to. So if I choose not to give much motion in other areas, then I'll know where the eye gets diverted. So here I'm choosing not to give much importance. The hand I'm giving so that the motion of the hand from the previous area, the wiping motion, registers even firmly and doesn't look like a mistake. So these follow throughs and all are helpful for that. And deer. So here is where the deer comes in, the deer drawing comes in handy. So I think let's see. So this is between brown and yellow. So I'll give this a green color, and for the face I'll make exactly the same face I had earlier. Because I'm going to previous shot. Actually, I would like this face in the next frame that I'm drawing, not in this one. So I'll make one more keyframe and make the deer over there. So I'll remove the deer from here. This is because I want the deer to ease into its keyframe position more slowly. So let's see. So for the face I don't need the man, if you guys don't know Mandar is a very cool artist. He is animated in Krita also recently. We haven't finished that animation but yeah, good to see you here. And good to see that there is good internet in Sikkim also. It's actually lagging over here. Hopefully it's not lagging now. And the body, let's see. The body I want it to be an in-between from the previous and next keyframe. So body will be a proper in-between, whereas the face is still. Let's see. Man, the hoofs I had not planned at all. The hoofs look terrible. I don't know what I'll do with it. Horizon line, of course. The tiger is also, like I told previously, a very direct in between even for the next frame. and the hand goes back into its pose after the overshoot. I think so. Let's see what happens over here. It goes upwards, so I can, after overshoot, I can actually bring it back a bit, so, such that it's swinging into place, sort of. Yeah, so it goes ahead, swings back, and then gets lifted up. The body and all, I'm not carrying that much. The body is just in-betweening into place. Oh, I forgot to draw stripes. Okay. The face is also quite straightforward. And this is also one thing that once you draw your characters for a long enough while, you'll get comfortable enough with it. For me, in the beginning of this series, I couldn't draw these guys at all. It was taking too much time. But now I think it's okay. So what to do with the face now? Oh yeah, so all this we are doing so that the head can be in between, looking from that side to into the frame. So let's see how that can be done. Over here, the whole head itself, I can see if it won't look too awkward if I change the pose. Maybe even the leg I can bring a bit forward. So over here the leg is going upwards and then down. So I'll continue that motion, that I'll start his leg from a little more downwards itself, so that I don't want to create lots of non-connected motions. So I'll start the leg over here somewhere. And the head is still just going to see this guy. So while the head moves, I can add a blink to it, so the eyes are closed over here. So the blink is not necessary, but it's fun. And the antlers, of course. And I have been drawing these guys for months now. The live stream is almost on a once a month basis, but this month, I don't know, I was free enough and timed properly that I could do more streams. Oh, and actually getting the fan and audio and everything working together also was an encouragement to keep doing this, because honestly it was quite exhausting to just sit without a fan. Again, the legs are direct in between. The front leg though now has a rising motion, which is cool. At least there is some area of interest, but not too prominent. Legs are so weird. I don't like these legs at all. But keyframes are keyframes. Don't feel like messing with them right now. And that's also one thing that after a long time, when you look back at your older work, you might not like it as much. But I also believe that if I keep changing old stuff, then I wouldn't ever be finishing anything. So I let some things be for the sake of completion. And let's see, the horn is moving a lot. Is it supposed to? Let's see. I think this might look weird when the animation is being played. I'm not so sure about the horns, but let's see. Okay, last frame. Oh, this is the last frame. Wow, that is a bit sudden. No, actually, it's not bad though. Let's play it and see how it looks. Yeah, I don't really like it. It's looking at the tiger for too short a time. I guess it can be fixed by bringing this frame. I'll just duplicate this frame and I'll bring this drawing closer to the next. And just speeding up the motion of it going towards the last frame, because I feel it does need to stay over there for longer. Let's see. So here also I'm just doing a very direct in between method, figuring out what is the in between position of this and just drawing over there. Here I'm not able to figure out. Okay, here is over here. So sometimes it's easier to flip between the drawings to be able to understand. So this is done. So instead of this, I have moved the head further, and for the next frame also I'll be doing the same. Let's see. This one especially I feel needs to be very close to the end frame, so I'll push it as much as possible and not just a direct in between. So the ears I'm going to do a direct in between. The horns, like I told last time, I wanted it to be much closer to the end position. Let's play it and see. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm cool with it. Now just the middle section is left. That is when it's jumping and eating, and the place where it's going to jump. Since going to jump area is easier, I'll get to that first. Let's see. I'll draw just the frame right before he gets suspicious. Because that's when the movement starts. I'm trying to figure out what sort of perspective lines I had drawn. I don't get it. It's right across the hind legs and in the middle of the front leg, I guess. But I'm not so sure. So I'll just assume that's what I had thought. That's also one problem with longer projects. You might lose track of what were the intentions that you had earlier. So now the smile fades. The eyeball starts to look at him. But as for the deer, I'll try to keep the face close enough to the smiley face itself, because the deer realizes only at the very last moment, though the tiger knows it all along. So let's see. The body is curving. This drawing I don't mind as much. This one has some volume to it. I can at least hold on to something. That is good. Let's see the body. The leg goes a bit inwards. I guess this also. So all of these in betweens, I'm trying to favor the previous keyframe itself rather than the keyframe in ahead, so that it's hung up more onto its happy state itself. The surprise state is a very sudden thing that even the deer doesn't notice, the audience also doesn't notice. I mean, audience notices, but it doesn't see it visually on the deer. Since this frame is going slightly towards the surprised face, the frame before this I'll make it more towards the happy face. So that it's like an anticipation that we're creating. So here his head can start going down. But only slightly. Let's see how many frames they're smiling. Yeah, so they need to keep smiling for most of the frames and very suddenly dip down. I hadn't drawn the stripes over here, so let's see. The body stripes will be here. So here the body stripes will be going like the hand. Where is this hand? Okay, that hand is behind, so it's coming forward now. The body is going downwards slightly. Okay, at least the stripe is there to give an indication of where it should be. And where is the body? The leg is here. So the waist line is here. So this is what I meant by favoring more of the previous frame. So it looks closer to the previous frame than to the next. There is a big jump between this and this. Over here I can make the eyes look down. Before getting surprised. Now for the in-between over here. I'll try to push it towards the previous frame. So since the next frame goes here, this frame should go here. Just so that we are creating our own exaggeration frame. I'll make the smile a bit wider. Push the eyeballs further. And everything's perfect. Inbetweening as a process itself is not the most straining process, but still if more attention is given there, it does add to the whole animation. Because if it's just plain in-betweens everywhere, it will just look bland. Unless bland is what you are aiming for. I've seen one movie in which the very direct and it gives off a very different feel to it. Like I don't know whether it was intentional or not. Let's see, where does this guy go? So this pose itself was already quite pushed, so I don't know whether pushing it further will make it look awkward, but I'll just take that chance. I could smoothen it out by giving one more frame before that keyframe. Let's see. So one thing that's consistent is the place where they're standing, and over here the perspective hasn't changed yet either, which is nice. Over here also the eyes could have opened, but his smile is still as smiley as ever. So here the eyes are finally open and he's assessing the prey. It's looking more like a rabbit now than anything else. So still stretching everything towards wherever I see red, I'll stretch it more towards that direction. So since the hand is curving here, I can curve it further. Yeah. Let's play it and see. I think it will need one more frame. Yeah, I think I'll add one frame before this over here. Is it necessary? I'm not so sure now. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Actually, I feel like the teeth should be open earlier itself. Let's see the smiling animation. I think at this frame itself, the head could go further behind. So that I can get the full smile a bit earlier itself. So the previous frame is this, next frame could be this, the ears parting. the end. So this is more of fine tuning rather than full blast animation itself. The antlers could be still leading back to where it came from. And in the next frame itself, it could be more ready to smile. So let's see what is the previous frame. And so it's still catching up. The antlers are also still catching up. Antlers could overshoot in the next frame. I think I'll make the antlers overshoot. So it's here, and next frame could overshoot, but let's get the smile out. Hey Suman Mana, hi. Now I'm trying to get the mouth open, because in the whole animation if you see, the mouth wasn't staying open for too long really. So that's one thing I wanted to change. So the eyes try to get back into place, and it's already in the smiling mode. You can actually get it into smiling mode here itself, because the more amount of time it's closer to that mode, it will be more visible. And the ears, since it was lagging behind all this while, I'll offshoot it a bit further. And where was this ear? So this ear was back, and this one I'm not going to offshoot it that much, because otherwise the silhouette might not be clear. The antler, like I told last time, I'll try to bend it back a bit before bringing it into place. Okay, let's see what has happened. So hopefully the smile should stay for longer. I feel it could stay for longer still. So I'll just push everything, all the face shapes one frame behind. So this frame I'm fine with, obviously, because it's the keyframe. Let's see what happens if I push the keyframe itself behind. Does that solve anything? I think it's the head going back, and even this frame doesn't need to be that much of a killjoy. So let's see. I'll try to keep the mouth open itself even here, and this frame I'll try to get rid of. So this frame I'll get it closer to the next. So closer, by closer I mean exactly the next. Exactly the next, exactly the next. So the whole body will be same as before, just the face I'm moving a bit forward. That's I'm not just copy pasting the frame itself. Oh, it's 7:30 already, so I guess I'll finish this sequence. Should I just let it be and animate? I guess I'll just let it be and animate, because I don't think I want to spend more days on animating these characters. Like in the animation stage itself, I don't want to spend more time. So I'll just finish this. Oh, I don't want to delete this. So for this frame also I'm going to do the same thing, try to push it further into the next. So let's see, and by further I do mean exactly the next. Actually this frame I don't know what to do with it, so this one I won't mess with first. I'll mess with these other guys just let's see. Just make this the widest smile possible. So I'm getting it as close to the keyframe as possible. So this is going to be and this frame I'm trying to figure out a completely new in between without bothering to go up and down. So I'll just remember once upon a time I was thinking how to get the teeth out. I had made some rough sketches earlier. Let's see where it is. Not this. What is this? Not this either. Oh yeah, these ones. So that time I was thinking I had gone with this one, I guess, or even this one, but I think I will go closer to, I think closer to this itself, but more about it, or just this and not this whole curving thing. So let's see, that is possible. Because the whole act of smiling itself is getting lost in the act of getting it to smile. So the teeth just jets out while it's trying to smile. And the ear, so I'm trying to create a very directish in betweens for these guys now, except for the antlers. Maybe I can go ahead and make it a bit so the antlers are here, these antlers are here, and in the it can still drag along a bit. This antler is also dragging along a bit. And so is this, and in the next one it can turn over to the other side before settling into place. just in easing into the position sort of a thing. So let's see. Yes, much better. So over here the smile is there for most of the time. The antler movement isn't that disturbing, which is good. I was thinking maybe it might be. The tiger also I don't mind. Yeah, overall I am happy with this, and I think I can go ahead with the biting sequence. Let's see if I can move this frame over here. So here it is on force 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Let's see if it goes by unnoticed. Yeah, earlier it was 3 and 6, 3 and 5, 3 and 5. Yeah, not bad, I like it. Okay, now for the bite, it goes, it jumps and bites and bites again. Okay, let's see, jump, bite, bite, oh, chomp down and then throw. Actually over here he does the swipe, the other hand might also be going away to the side more, at least in this frame. Let's see how that looks. So the hand goes out a bit and inwards. This also, can I do that? Yeah, it doesn't look like throwing. I guess the previous hand was better. Yeah. And the other hand isn't settling down into this properly, so I'll just fix that. Like this frame is like this and the next frame is just plop on the floor. So let's see, this hand goes a bit down. Not very sure about this hand. So I don't want to make it very symmetrical, but I don't know what to do with it. Yeah, I think this is fine. So this hand I can adjust a bit accordingly. Yeah, and this will I'll try to let the hand down a bit more gently. Yeah. Okay, I think that hand is also solved now. Yeah. Now for the main course. So like I had seen last time, the face is here, then it becomes like this, and gets here, and then down here, and then down here before going up again. So one way to add a bit more variety to that is, while it's going more downwards, it can just spiral a bit to the left, right, and left before getting down. Okay, so here also I can go a bit further right. Let's see. So these are just more motion to add a violent biting feel. So this is the previous math is here, next one is here. It will be somewhere over here. You can show a bit of a claw over here. Teeth. Eyes. What else? Since the deer face is going from here to here, I can put the deer face also in between. In shock. It's all surprised. I don't know whether the arm will come in front of it. I think arm will come in front of it. But I think it might work. Let's see. Where is the tiger's body? Tiger's body might be here. The deer's body would be here. So it's going further, then getting bitten. Also the lower teeth could also jump in, so that the bite makes more sense. Bite, and then it goes to the right. So this is this right now. Let's see, so the nose is here, nose goes there. Teeth are here. The deer's tongue goes out of frame. I mean, tongue is still in frame, but the nose goes out of frame. What is this? It's stripes. Now it could get to the other side, the left side, and slowly zoom out. So here he is fully enjoying eating it. So while eating, the mouth should close also at some point. So here is the closed mouth. Because if it's open all the while, no matter how furious, it might not look right. And let's see, this is his hands, paws showing up, paws showing up here also. After that, the deer's face, at least the neck makes a comeback. This is the ears now. And after this, it should make one more move before it gets up. Let's see. I actually don't mind these distorted faces. I think it might work. It might not also. But I'm trying to give it a chance. The deer, I'm very confused. The deer is wobbling all over the place now. I'm not so sure how to look. and its legs could be here. Where are the tiger's hands? The tiger's hands are supposed to be pushing it out. So hand is here, elbow is here, elbow is here. So the elbow using its hands, where is its hands attached? It's very confusing for me right now. With this hand also, it must be pushing outwards, so the hand goes here, elbow, I can't see the elbow. Just draw the teeth and maybe it might make some sense, I guess. I'm not at all sure about the sequence. Let's see. So the head is here, head is still there. The mouth at least is one place where I can figure out what's happening. Mouth I'll do a very direct in between, but favoring the upward throwing mouth position. And the face, the arm is here, elbow is here, so elbow also I'll push upwards. Before he throws it away, push. I guess that's it. Maybe not. So the hand should arch a bit, I guess. Where is the other arm? This arm also will be going a bit like this, so it's arcing like this, I guess. Where is the stripes over here? The stripes are under the arm, so it will be here, and here, maybe going on to here. Where is the deer? Okay, the deer is here. So this is the last appearance of the deer. So the nose is here, mouth is here, tongue is here. So if everything is here, what did the tiger eat? I'm not so sure. There's the leg, I guess, another leg, something. In this frame I'll put even lesser stuff. That was painful. Let's play it and see. The throw seems a bit too slow. So I think I can move things around a bit. Just retiming a few of the things to see whether the visibility of some things can be improved. I think it can. Just remove the leg coming over here. It doesn't make any sense anymore. And let's see. Hey, Kalp, you are here. I didn't think anyone would be here, so I just thought I'll record and finish it anyway. Let's see. At the very end, what is this thing? You can actually avoid this. The part before it throws could have a bit more time to it. This has 4 frames, it doesn't need 4 frames. I can push these two guys behind. So this is where re-timing comes into place. This one can also be a bit behind. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. I think it might work. No, it doesn't. think the throwing has is a bit too slow right now. I think the in your face eating could be for more frames. Let's see. I think it's good. Let's see the animatic to see whether okay, this is the rough that you had made. Let's see what sort of timing you had thought of back then. Okay, I can't make anything out of this. The animatic. Let's see the animatic. Okay, smile. 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 Yeah, I think it's close enough to what was supposed to be done. So I think I can call it a day and till the keyframes, the in-betweens are done. And next we can go ahead with cleanup, color scripting, all those things. So goodbye.